Together with my business partner, Derek, I've been running a social media marketing agency, or SMMA, for the last 7 years of my life. I'm recording this video here on the 10th of December, 2023, and as of the recording of this video, we've invoiced over $917,000 for our business this year, which means that by the end of December, we'll be well over the $1 million mark for our agency this year. Here are 9 lessons that I wish that I personally knew 7 years ago when we were first getting started on our SMMA journey, and make sure that you stick around to the end because while 1 through 8 are great, number 9 is really gonna change your life. The first is that I wish that I knew to enjoy the journey and not just the destination. Now I know what you're thinking, oh, another fluff YouTube video where they tell us just to enjoy the journey, but the reality is that when I actually look back on the last 7 years of building this business, my biggest memories and the most fun that I've had doing this is actually the whole process that's led us to this point. In 7 years, we've achieved every single goal that we ever had for our business. We have a team all around the world. We've invoiced millions, plural, of dollars between this year and last year alone. And we've become a household name in our niche where 9 in 10 clients that are active with us today have actually come from referrals from past business. Needless to say, I'm really proud of what we built and the reputation that we have. But here's the thing, when I actually look back on the last 7 years, none of the feelings of nostalgia or the feelings of greatness that I have around what we've done center around the dollar amount that we've made. It's really been the journey and the experience that I look back so fondly on. Here's some examples of what I mean. When I look back on old YouTube videos from this channel, which if you scroll way, way, way back to the beginning of this channel, you can see Derek and I literally grinding it out 7 years ago, dialing for dollars, picking up the phone, cold emailing 50 people a day each, building the business and getting it off the ground. This was a totally different era for our business, and I really look back on this era fondly when we just were on this mission together. We were grinding it out, we were burning the late night oil. It was a really, really fun time in my life. The second thing is, as we started to get a little traction with our agency, we were able to get our first co-working space. I remember looking at all the different options in town, and we couldn't yet afford a nice WeWork office, but there was this small co-working space in uptown Minneapolis next to a bunch of coffee shops in this creative part of town, and we shared this little space with an architecture firm. And at this time in our life, it just really felt like we could see these fruits of our labor turning into something real. As the business continued to grow, we were able to start doing some fun things like head to 10X Growth Con, book a suite in Miami overlooking the water, have a really, really good time together. These are all things that when I look back on this business and what it's given to me are some of the best memories that I have. The second thing that I really wish I knew is that you cannot out-hire a bad process. I'm here to tell you that it does not matter how many people you bring onto your team, how much you pay those people, or what services they deliver for your agency. If your internal processes and systems suck or don't exist at all, you're gonna have a very bad time. This is a fundamental flaw with 99% of courses that teach you how to get your agency stood up, but then tell you to go and outsource everything. They don't teach you anything about fulfillment, and they don't teach you anything about actually keeping clients for your agency, which resides on process. If you hire somebody, it doesn't matter how good they are. If there's no repeatable system and no repeatable structure for them to follow, they will struggle and they will fail. This will kneecap you and you will never be able to grow beyond yourself. We went through this process literally for years. We would bring somebody on board. We thought that they knew what they were doing, but they had no structure. They had nothing to stand on within our business, and try as they might, they would always end up struggling and leaving. This was entirely our fault, and in hindsight, what I would have done differently is I would have looked at the services that Derek and I were already delivering to our clients that we were trying to systemize and scale, and I would have created systems out of them before we started bringing people on. Focus on your systems and processes early on. This will be the foundation for your team that you start building, and it is the only way that you will be able to scale. If you're curious about this and our own SOPs that we use in our business, we go over this in great detail in our Ascension program. I'll link that in the description down below. The third thing that I really wish that we knew when we were first getting started in SMMA is the difference between a visionary and an integrator. A few years ago, a mentor of ours recommended a book that completely changed our life called Rocket Fuel. I'll save you the whole summary of the book, but the main principle is that there's 2 main people that you need in your business when you're looking to scale. You need a visionary and an integrator. A visionary is focused on ideas. They're always thinking about the bigger picture, what's next, how to have a competitive advantage, new services, solutions, products to launch. An integrator is laser focused on systems and repeatability. A visionary might think to start a railroad business. An integrator will make sure that the trains are running on time. For the first couple of years in our business, Derek and I really struggled in this area. It was only after reading this book that we realized that we were both actually visionaries and both lacked significant skills in the integrator function. We found a rock star operations leader, and only after that was done could we push towards that 7-figure per year mark. The fourth thing that I wish that I really knew when we were first getting started is that focus is everything. Now, we understood this to a T. We were very, very focused on getting our agency off the ground. We were very dedicated, and we knew what we wanted our life to look like when we had a successful agency business. But because because we were having so much fun and there really wasn't a course or any structure for us to follow when we were first getting started, we definitely found a lot of distractions to keep us busy that took away from our focus. Some examples of what I mean was, as soon as we started getting really good at Facebook ads, we saw e-commerce businesses that we were working with early on, so we started a drop shipping business. And what that did was it took away from our focus on SMMA. I really wish that I'd realized early on that if we focused on a couple of key things, we could have had more results in less time and honestly built our business a lot faster. If you're watching this and you're thinking to yourself, that sounds a lot like me, I would say pick a course like the SMMA Blueprint or any of the other options available and stick to the exact system that that course outlines. The fifth thing that I wish that we knew earlier on is that you should pick the exact type of SMMA or agency you want to be running first. Again, when we were first getting started, there wasn't a course to follow that really taught us how to start an effective social media marketing agency. And because of this, we were actually running a couple of different models at once. We were running a content creation agency, we were running a social media marketing agency. For some organizations, we were doing websites, we were doing email. And what I'm getting at here is that we were doing a lot of different things that were not very repeatable. If you follow our ethos, you know that we're big on dabbling in different niches when you're first getting started, figuring out what works for you and what you like. But when you're actually delivering services, you need to decide the services that you want to be delivering first. Maybe you're watching this and you're super passionate about content creation or photography. You might be better off working with a couple of local businesses, managing their social media and creating content for them versus running a hyper-scaled agency like we do that does a couple $1 million every year. Those types of choices are things that you should give some thought to when you're first getting started. And it's something that we go through in a lot of detail in the SMMA Blueprint program so that you actually know exactly what type of business you envision for yourself and is going to deliver the type of lifestyle that you're looking for. The sixth thing that I wish that we knew when we were first getting started is that you shouldn't hire VAs or virtual assistants. You should focus on building a team. Now, these are essentially the exact same thing. Our entire business is actually hired through the Upwork platform. All of our work is outsourced to contractors that work for us. They're delivering results and services for your clients. They're keeping your clients around and they're making sure that you can put food on your table and live the type of lifestyle that you're looking to live. So there was a big mental shift that happened when we started referring to them as team members and focusing on building a team versus just hiring a bunch of VAs. This changed the way that we spoke with them and it changed the entire type of culture that we had within our business. Put simply, when we were calling our team VAs, we didn't have a culture. Once we started moving them towards being team members that were driving impact and had measured results for our clients, the entire culture started to take form. And these days, we have 25 people all over the world working for our company that love to work at our agency. The seventh thing that I wish that I knew when first starting SMMA is that it is important to focus on balance. Now, don't get me wrong. When you're first getting your social media marketing agency started, you are going to likely have to put in some late night hours. In the short term, you might have to sacrifice some Sunday football with the boys to actually focus on changing something about yourself and building a business. When we were first getting started, we had to work after hours for our jobs, we had to work before our jobs, and we had to work over the lunch hour for our jobs. We also had to work on weekends and holidays to get our agency started. But over time that began to change. And I definitely wish that we had been focusing on balance early on and really kept that at the forefront of what we were doing, because I think for those first couple of years, we really would have built it in a more optimized way that really allowed a lot more digital freedom for ourselves than initially we had. Over time, we were able to get the systems in place, we were able to build the team, but I think that we could have done a lot of this faster if we had said, hey, I have boundaries on my time. Once I get to a certain level with my agency, I'm gonna stop burning the late night oil. I'm gonna start focusing on hyper optimizing things to allow more balance in my life. The eighth thing that I wish that I knew when first getting started in SMMA is that you should fire bad clients immediately. The cheap clients usually are paying you the smallest amount per month and they want you to absolutely change their life or save their business. They often come with unrealistic expectations. They're texting you at all hours of the day and they really have no respect for your boundaries. I would recommend getting rid of these clients immediately, because what they're going to be doing is they're going to be taking away your attention from clients that are paying you more and are having a bigger impact on your life. It's a lot more difficult to do that when it's your highest paying client, which has happened to us a couple times, where we found ourselves in a situation where this client was paying us, $12,000, $17,000 per month, and it just felt like they were not respectful of boundaries, or they were just expecting too much of us. But it was difficult to get rid of them because they were paying so much per month. But in reality, what ends up happening is the clients that are still paying you a solid amount every month also begin to suffer because those high paying clients sucking you dry are taking away all of your energy that you should be giving to your other clients. At the end of the day, we start agencies because we don't want to have to work 9-to-5 jobs for bosses that we hate. And the same goes for the clients that we're working with. The ninth thing that I wish that I knew when we were first getting started in SMMA, and probably the most important one from this entire list, is that you need to focus on delivering amazing results for your clients. The reason why this is so important is your clients that you do good work for will become your biggest champions and your biggest salespeople out in the market through something called referrals. Now, this is something that I never imagined would start happening for our agency when we were first getting started, but today, 9 in 10 clients that we're working with are coming from referrals. We really don't have to do a ton of our own prospecting at this point in time. We still have a team that does some of that. They go and they get, potential new clients for us, and we're having discovery calls each and every week. But we have so many referrals coming our way these days, and this really has just changed the entire game. It is far easier to scale a business by keeping clients and having them stack on top of each other every month so that your revenue is constantly going up than to constantly be churning through clients looking for the next, for the next, for the next. Just by pure belief in morals alone, Derek and I have always really wanted to deliver the best possible results for our clients, but we never expected it to turn into the referral engine that it has today. We have a bunch of partners who have worked with us in the past, who bring us in to all sorts of different companies and clients every single week. We hear about the work that we're doing, and then all of a sudden appear as a lead through our website. This is a fun, amazing way to build a business. It's great to go to sleep every night knowing that you're doing great work out there. If you're watching this and you feel that you don't know how to deliver results for your business, a great place to find out more about that are through YouTube channels like this, making sure that you're subscribed to the Two Guys channel here. And if you're looking for more in-depth, step-by-step instructions, check out a course like the SMMA Blueprint that's created by us that really focuses first and foremost on delivering amazing results, and then the high retainers will follow. Let me know where you're at with your agency. What lessons have you learned from running your business for however long you've been running it? If you're looking for a video to watch after this one, check out this video right here where I talk about 5 SMMA trends that we all need to do away with. I'll see you over there.